I should be somewhat embarrassed that I've been in these pajamas since, I don't know, last night. Because, do you know why? Because I am a total Murdaugh court case addict. It's a real problem. It's a real problem, and we're on a lunch break. I just got off a long video with my subscribers. We're having a big convo, powwow about what we think happened. And do we think that it has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt? Hi, Carmen. Hey, Amy. I don't know. I don't think it has. But I think he's guilty somehow. This is a horrible, horrible position to be in. I tell you what, the poor jurors. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Judy. I mean, this is, look, people are like, oh my gosh, I'm still in my PJs too, right? Well, we didn't have school today, so I took somebody to play tennis and came right back here. My 9-year-old with autism is with our caregiver at the beach, which is great. And I am watching the trial like a hawk. Oh, the TV's just turned off. It comes back on at 2:15. I have taken 8 pages of notes. So if you missed, I did a video last night about recap of the trial. I'm going to do the same thing tonight at 8 p.m. because it's sort of exciting. And if I've taken 8 pages of notes, I've got to do something with the notes, right? And then I did a subscriber video with my husband immediately following my video. My husband is an actual criminal defense attorney, unlike myself. So he did a video with us last night. He's not tonight, though, because he's going hunting. I mean, we're from North Carolina. I know all about this hunting mess. Oh, that's nice, Louise. And so today, if you have been working and not watching the trial, yay, Kim's from the UK, just subscribed. If you have been working, not watching the trial, what has happened today is we have gone over at length the timeline of, oh, I need to put my volume up. The timeline of the day. Hold on, I'm going to turn it down. So we have gone over and argued about every second of the evening. Where was Alec? Where was his phone? What did he do? Tonight we're going to do details. But this is, yes, they can't take notes. I think it would be really hard not to take notes. And the subscribers and I were talking about that. I'm taking notes and like quoting him. To me, the overall gist of the thing is, there they are. You have this family, and according to him, they were super tight. He talked to the children twice a day. They talk. Every time he talked to Maggie, he said, I told her I wanted her to be with me. That is weird. Do you think that's weird? I think it's weird. But when my husband or I go out of town, we don't talk all weekend. So like when he left that night to go see his mom and didn't tell them that he was leaving, it was weird because he told them if he like had to go number 2. I mean, I'm being facetious, but it felt like that. Like there was a lot of talking. And suddenly there's no talking. It doesn't go with it. It is hard to believe. I think so too, Gay. Why isn't the jury able to take notes? Well, my criminal defense husband said, Diana, the jury is not allowed to take notes. The judge gets to decide because they are concerned that the notes then could be used to influence other people. Like if Adrienne takes notes and then she reads them to everybody else. What if they were taken wrong? It could be dangerous, you know? Oh, God, we got somebody on here, Anu Kai, talking about Congress and schizophrenia. What in the hell? I'm going to have to ban you. I'm banning you. You're banned. I think someone else did it because he owed tons of money. I don't know. Why did he not try to call on his son's phone if it fell out of his pants? Well, I didn't think about that. One thing I think that I agreed with what he said today. He said, Maggie told him to go away. Oh, I didn't hear that. The non-barking dogs tell the secret. Very good point. So we have a golden retriever. We used to have a lab. My husband's always had labs. If you are out in the woods and they hear a tiny stick move, they go crazy. Alex said today, there was no one in the woods. The dogs, there was no one there. They did not act like there was somebody there because there was nobody there. Kristen, you have missed so many facts from not watching the entire trial. You're only filtering from your own personal perspective. Well, I know. That's because that's what this is. It's just my perspective. I'm not saying any of it's the truth. But I'm taking pretty copious notes over what he's saying today. He is saying, I do not remember the last thing I said to my wife and son. I think that's unusual. I remember the last thing I said to my brother when he died. I think that's unusual. I think him lying in the way that he lied was unusual. I think the prosecution made a really good case. Like, you're in the car, you're comfortable, you're crying, and yet you don't say I was at the kennels. Like, if you were, I don't think you can blame that on pills. The dogs didn't bark because no one was there. And yes, she said, go away. Oh. But yeah, I didn't watch the parts of the trial that were like days on end of them identifying bullets, because I was like, this is boring and ridiculous. He said he didn't use his son's phone because he realized, but he didn't finish that. It was during the interview in the car. Where are you watching it? You can't find it on TV. So it is on YouTube, Law and Crime. Law and Crime. I don't, if I were a juror right now, I wouldn't say that you've convinced me beyond a reasonable doubt. But you knew your brother was dying. Well, I've also lost other people because I'm 47 that I loved. And I remember the last time I talked to them too. You know? Now, maybe if you had talked to the person 2 years before, you might not remember what you said exactly. But he was asked these questions. He was already within minutes. He was telling the story of what had happened within minutes. He is saying, I went to check on them. I tried to turn them over. I pulled on my son's belt loop. His brains were on the sidewalk. That is strange. It's on again. No, it's not. I'm watching it. It ain't on again. Yes, we've had a doctor and a nurse say if you were taking that many pills, you couldn't function. But we haven't had anybody tell about that in the trial, which I think would be interesting. I would like to know that. Also on Court TV Live. And we're going to go through the notes and the details tonight. This is just more, I wanted to have this kind of discussion. This is what I do with my subscribers. We have a conversation, which is different. Like tonight, I'm going to just go through bit by bit for people that actually have real jobs and need to want to know what happens. Remembering his last words. Yeah, I think Brittany, he did say yesterday, Melissa, exactly. He said, I got out of there when he left the kennel. One thing that they're working on is they are doing this timeline. And will it prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did it, or at least that he was there when somebody else did it? It's getting real close. You know, it's getting real close. You heard some of the jurors were crying when Murdaugh cried. Oh, well, that's interesting. I don't remember the last time I talked to my brother before he died. Okay, well, maybe I'm strange. What is Big Thomas's opinion? My husband, the real attorney, he hasn't been watching the trial. He had an opinion last night that he was telling the subscribers about, because he said when Alec was being asked, what did these people say when you told them about the money? He was like, I don't think I ever talked to them about the money. And Thomas was like, that's baloney, because whenever I have a personal injury case, these people are on me white on rice about the money. You can't get away from a client when it comes to the money. They want to talk about how much money they're going to get. So he was like, that seems like a total lie to me as an attorney. I'm overexcited. Yes, I think the other son does stand behind the dad. There have been some interesting pictures, the dad patting him on the bottom right when he came off the stand. Yeah, I do. They said he took 2,000 milligrams of oxy a day. Whatever the amount he said he took is insane. He would be overdosed. I would have a hard time thinking, and this comes from the head of DEA in North Carolina was telling me about using pills. If you were buying these pills from like Cousin Eddie and randoms, he said to me, if you buy pills randomly 4 times, you have a very good chance of ending up being overdosing with fentanyl. So the idea of taking thousands of pills and never having fentanyl in one of them that would have killed you is strange. You know? I mean, I wish the defense would go down that angle. Most people that do that amount of drugs end up dead. He was also borrowing money from people in his law firm. And he was and borrowing money from his dad. If my son was an attorney and said, Dad, I need $600,000, I would be like, no. Why do you need $600,000? Sell your beach house. You can't afford it. I think so too, Melissa. I think the same darn thing. 3 things tell me he did it. He was at the kennels and lied. He was only at his mom's 19 minutes and lied. According to the timeline, he was calling 911 within seconds of getting back to the house. I think the getting back to the house seconds was big for me too, because he pulls in and it's 17 seconds later he calls 911. So today we heard a little bit of a different story to me. I haven't listened to the 911 call again, and I need to. But before, he is saying, I pulled up, 17 seconds later, I called 911. And before, what we understood was he said, I checked them. I turned them over. I did this, I did that. And today he's saying, well, I got out of the car and called 911 right away, and then I went and checked them. So I think it's going to come down to, do you believe that or not? Because he said himself today, there's no way I could have done all those things before calling 911. Financial liquidity. I don't know where in the hell the money is. It's got to be somewhere. They knew he had bad land deals. Borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Well, that's true. Yeah, so that is really going to be big. And we hear, they haven't played the 911 call for us again today, but they have played where he's sitting in the car and he's crying and he's talking about what he's doing. And he does say in the car, in a way that I believed him, I checked him, I did this, I called 911 quickly. So I believe that he could have called 911 first, the way he described it today. I thought it was plausible. I mean, I'm not looking for him to be guilty. I am trying to listen. Oh, the money wasn't only for pills, also for land. That was a lot of money. Well, he did do that yesterday. I heard that they said, did you kill them? And he said, I did not kill them. And his head was going forwards. Which whenever I see that makes me think about the movie, The Breakfast Club. When Molly Ringwald asked the real cute boy with the long dark hair, did that gross you out when she tied something with her tongue or something? And he was like, no. You think he lied and is covering his butt. I mean, aren't we glad that we live in a country where we get a jury? I mean, I think it's awesome. I'm also appreciative that we can all talk and check and have opinions? Wouldn't he have had blood on his clothes? Yes, he would have had blood on his clothes. So some people, one of my subscribers was like, well, there was no blood splatter on his clothes. Well, that's because I think he changed the freaking clothes. Where are those clothes? If SLED had done their job and pulled out those clothes and said, these are the clothes he had on, there was no blood on them, then he would not be charged with first-degree murder because you could not prove that he had done it. You couldn't. He gave people pills for favors. Ew. What does that mean? That's Stephen Smith? It's exhausting. Wheeling and dealing in there. Yeah, so I said that with my subscribers yesterday. He has this phone call. No, I told y'all. Oh, she was putting lipstick on between her boobs. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for clearing that up. But he is saying, Buster, do you want to go do some duck hunting? Do you want to hunt doves? Do you want to hunt deer? Why would I do that, Dad? What do I have to gain from that? You could kill a deer. No. So you don't want to hunt doves? Would you care if I let John Marvin do it? Or John do it? Who's John? John Marvin. Do what, Dad? What are you talking about? Hunt dove. If you're not going to dove hunt, then maybe I will. I don't blame you. But then yesterday we hear, I never went back to Moselle. I never went there. I couldn't do it. But a year ago on a jail tape, you're saying, you got to go kill a deer out there. The Lori Vallow trial. Those people, well, there's not even a question that Lori Vallow killed those children. Of course she did. I don't even know if we can talk about that. I'm ready to put those people and do something bad to them. I still think he didn't do it, but it had something to do with it. I think it would be, can you imagine in the 3 minutes after you walked out of your house that someone kills your family within 3 minutes at a dog kennel in rural South Carolina? I mean, what is the chance of that? It's kind of like DNA to me. Someone needs to go check the deer feeders. Yeah, he said, I hear the deer feeders are full. And some people think the guns were in the deer feeders. How accurate is the GPS information on the phone? I think it's pretty damn accurate. Maybe not in real time, but I think when you print off the records later, it's pretty darn accurate. He also said he went but never spent another out there. Jim Griffin. Who was that the judge said they couldn't sit in the jury box? I don't know. There was a weird thing that happened today that the judge told everybody to stand up. I don't know what the devil. Then they block your volume. No, it was not John Grissom at the courthouse yesterday. No, sirree, Bobby. It was some mayor of some town. Not John Marvin, John Griffin. This is what happens when you don't have notes. Can you make a Murdaugh family tree chart? No, I can't. I'm unable. He's an attorney. He knows what he's doing and all the tricks. He knows how to cause doubt, manipulating everybody. He had a 2-hour window for time death. No, there wasn't any 2-hour window. He was there at 8:45, and he called the 911 at 10:07. I'm not a mathematician, but that ain't any 2 hours. Did he get insurance money from Gloria's death? Heck yeah, he did. Yeah. Fitz News guy. Oh, yeah, Seton, Tucker, and Matt did a interview. Thinks the Stephen Smith investigation is leaning towards drugs. Oh. Went away back to his car to call 911. On 911, said he went back and checked on them. Oh, gosh. I know. I mean, it's a lot to wrap your little mind around. Prosecution is allowing him to talk too much. I don't know. Yeah, Nancy, I think if she was going to divorce him, I think he could have killed her then. I don't know, killing the son, maybe the son was going to cost them a lot of money. But even though the son is dead, the son could still cost them a lot of money, or maybe to make their family look bad. I mean, if Paul was convicted, he would have gone to jail. Maybe that was bad. No, they're not back from lunch yet, Jancy. We will be right back. I loved it when Alec admitted the dogs were not barking. I know. Yes, they were not barking or acting excited. Mayor of Walterboro. Yes, and he said the dogs, there was no one around. They said no one around. And Jeanette Levy. I mean, where did this Law and Crime Trial Network come from? I wish it was the Tales of an Educated Debutante Trial Network. I mean, did they just create a YouTube channel 10 minutes ago? And hire people? Oh, a CIA agent is on. Now I'm like, Alec, I'm doing a lot of sniffing and rubbing my nose. Yes, Chris, they had all eaten the same thing for dinner. I think the prosecution is allowing to ramble as to hang himself. That's kind of what I think so too. I think so too, Barbara. What if Paul saw him kill Mom and he felt he had to kill him? I guess that's possible, but he knew Paul was at the kennel. This ain't New York City. This is the middle of the sticks. He didn't say Paw as much today, or Bus, or Mags, or Poo Poo, or Lolo, or Kiki, or Mama, or Dada, or Grandma. He didn't say all that stuff today. It's Law and Crime Trial Network on YouTube. Hey, Tasha. Welcome. He did it intermittently, which I think was smart. So he wants you to know, well, I did call him Paw, but I'm not going to only call him Paw because that'll be weird. So I think they've told him to do this kind of interesting, move. I had pills all the time. I had pills on me. I had pills on my pocket. I had pills in my briefcase. I had pills. Pills. I took pills. I love pills. But your wife is going to just stand by there and let you take pills? Yes, I did see that. Yes, he talked about that last night, Coy. I love these people. I still love these people. I care about them deeply, and I did them so bad. Well, hello. I know. I thought they would tell him the same thing, Coy, but he said it again today. We don't know where Cousin Eddie is. How can you find the YouTube channel? Well, Denise, I'm going to tell you. You're going to go to YouTube, and you're going to type Law, L-A-W, and Crime, C-R-I-M-E, Trial Network. And it's going to say Murdaugh Family Murders Trial, and then there's going to be a live button, and you're going to click on it. That's what you're going to do. You can do it. Know it. He thinks he's outsmarting the prosecution. I think he's doing a good job of being very timid to me and victimish. Well, I don't know if you want me to say that. I don't remember it, but if the records say that, I don't know. You tell me, Mr. Waters. I don't know. Whatever you say is fine. I always wanted Maggie with me. I don't know why her sister said I wanted her. I always said I wanted her with me. I said that. Did I make a call and intentionally say that to her? No, I didn't. But every time I talked to her, I said that. It's a little gaslightish. He's gaslighting the prosecutor, and he's kind of good at it. You start thinking you're crazy. I didn't say that intentionally. Every time you ask him a question, he repeats the question. That's what my children do when they lie. Where were you last night? Where was I last night? Ding, 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 lies. Hey, from Maine. Ooh, Maine's getting a lot of snow. Does he still have a home to return to if acquitted? I'm sure those brothers are thinking, damn, now he's going to have to live with us. And what if he kills us too? God, it's not safe. Cousin Eddie is who he hired to shoot him, is what he says. But Cousin Eddie said he didn't get hired to be shot. Maybe Cousin Eddie is coming on the stand. I mean, why haven't we gotten to see Cousin Eddie? Can they call Cousin Eddie now? I don't know. I have no idea, Vicky. I'm not a lawyer. I just play one on TV. And then they said you were the prosecutor. I call the prosecutor the offense and the defense. The prosecutor said, your phone didn't move. At 9:02, you take 282 steps. And he says, you were a busy little bee. Well, do you know where he got that busy little bee quote from? I'm going to count to 5 and you get a guess. This is Jeopardy. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Nobody guessed. Gladiator. The movie Gladiator. Where have you been, you busy little bee? Busy, busy, busy little bee. Joaquin Phoenix is saying that to his sister right when he tells her she's got to have a baby with him. Busy, busy little bee. You were a busy little bee. I wasn't busy. I was just getting ready to go. Well, what were you doing? You don't remember what you were doing? I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth, Mr. Waters. I do remember what I was doing. Okay, what were you doing? I was getting ready to go. What were you doing specifically getting ready to go? Did you go to the bathroom? Did you go to your Suburban? Did you go to the kitchen? Did you take a pill? I don't know what I was doing. So you didn't know what you were doing. I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth. You're putting words in my mouth. I knew what I was doing. What were you doing? I was getting ready to go. I'm going crazy. I'm being gaslit. I can't take it. Do you remember your last conversation with your wife? Yes, I do. I certainly do. I remember my last conversation with Paw and Mags. What did you say? I don't remember exactly what I said. Okay, what was one thing you said? I don't remember. So you don't remember your last conversation? Of course I remember. Were you doing jumping jacks? No. Are you asking was I doing jumping jacks? No, I wasn't doing jumping jacks. They are not back from lunch. I am watching the TV. Darn it. Did you get on the treadmill? This is what the prosecutor says. No. You took more steps that you had taken all day, and you don't know what you were doing. I didn't say that. I do know what I was doing. I was getting ready to go. And I mean, this is not funny. But this is kind of smart. I mean, it will make you feel nuts. Like, I want the prosecutor to be like, I feel like I'm going nuts. He claims he had diarrhea all the time. He was pooping. I don't know how anybody taking that much Oxycontin had diarrhea. So when I had shoulder surgery, I was taking Oxycontin something, and I didn't go to the bathroom for 3 weeks. Not going to the bathroom is bad. I went to the doctor. A friend of mine's dad was the doctor. And I was like, you got to get this dew out of me. I can't take it. He was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to go. He wouldn't have any diarrhea. He was blocked up. I mean, that's why he weighed 264 pounds. He hadn't been to the bathroom in like years. I just bought a box of oatmeal pies and I can't stop eating them. I know. All that makes me want to do is go to McDonald's and get French fries. But now I'm not going to have time. Wait, you said they're coming back to lunch for 2:45? I thought it was 2:15. God, I can't talk this long. I've got to eat lunch. Anyway, we'll see y'all tonight at 8 p.m. on the big page, and then the subscriber discussion will be immediately following. And I'm going to have a special guest on. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but I'm going to have one. Maybe it'll be Nancy Grace. Do you think she would come on? Maybe it'll be Seton Tucker or my friend Sheila. Or my friend Claire. She's been watching it too. He's objectioning to questioning right now and trying to get the questions and answers struck. Really? Well, I mean, I know, Jan. I thought it was 2:15. It's 2:27. Hold on. Let's see what he's saying.
As he said, I lied, I cheated, I took advantage of all these people. And in his mind, in his testimony to this jury, it didn't matter. That was not the kind of thing that was going to set him off. The more people that knew offered it, he had some concern. But again, his testimony is that was not the triggering event. His paranoia related to drugs.
He was paranoid related to drugs. This lawyer goes, and I mean, obviously, she didn't want her husband using drugs. Why did he not trust Sled? I thought that was strange too, because wasn't Sled like he was walking around with a badge hanging out of his pocket? It's back on. It's not on Law and Crime. You subscribed, but where is it? It's right here, Sheila. So like I just did a subscriber video, and when I do a subscriber video, only subscribers can see it. The rest of the world doesn't even know it's there. Are you watching Court TV? No, I'm watching Law and Crime. The jury's coming in. Well, you're ahead of me. Today is 4 years since Paul Murdaugh crashed the Dern boat and killed Mallory Beach. Now, who knew that? Talking about the dang chicken. You're in the UK. You're going to be awake all night. Well, tonight, I'm going to give the rendition of my notes. So tonight is more like a research project. So do you see this? Okay. Notes, 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 notes. These are quotes. Quotes like, I didn't make a phone call to specifically ask her, but I probably asked her each time I talked to her. I always wanted her to come home with me. The point is, you asked her. It was not her own idea. Why did you phrase to law enforcement that she came home because she was worried about you? She was. I didn't find that out later till Blanca showed me at the text talking about her being worried about me. What?